Hello, welcome to Cuts Tech Reviews, the second review. I'm using the handheld phone. In fact, I'm using a Samsung. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm reviewing a Samsung, but I'm actually using a Google Pixel XL. Mainly because it's got 4K recording ability and we can see some details much better using this camera than the camera I did for my first review. The on-off display of this Gear S3 from Samsung doesn't work when you touch it like the Moto 360, but you can move the bezel and it will come on. The bezel movement is fantastic. It's very smooth. It's very, it just feels professional. You can see there from my steps, I haven't done many. I can look at latest news, sports, control music, my MP3 player or my phone if you've got those things that can connect by Bluetooth. You can control the volume, so you could literally just hit the volume button there, rotate it up, and you can see it going up. Rotate it back down and get down, which is good if you've got your phone in your pocket or your bag. You can control your music still with your watch. There's some numbers coming up now, ignore these. If I wanted to, I could click one of these and it will give me the option to text or phone these people or send them an emoji. I can add other widgets and what have you, alarm clock, dual clocks, etc, etc, but I'm not going to, so I'm going to hit the top right button to go back, and I'm going to go back again while I show you a bit more detail on this thing. It's quite thick, but it's not too thick. On the back you have a heart rate monitor. Now I have the fitness, as you saw with my steps here. I have calories being monitored that I burn through movement, etc, and here I have the steps of my day, but it also takes my heart rate periodically throughout the day. It doesn't tell me it's doing it, and it doesn't tell me what it is, but if I go into the app I can find out what it is and what how I'm doing, if I'm going to die, etc. I don't know what the benefits are because I don't really know what my heart rate should be, but it's always between 55 and 75, so I'm guessing that's okay because I'm still walking and talking. Let's go through a few features. It uses Tizen, its own operating system. It doesn't use Android per se, but it is a flavour of Android. Compatibility wise, it'll work with most Android devices, virtually all of them, and I can't confirm, but I did hear that they'd opened it up now to Apple. Now you won't get the same connectivity in all the applications like you do with this, with Apple. It'll be a lot less, but you'll get something. If I put this bottom button down here, you can see there's a list of apps. You can see them spinning through: calculators, stopwatches, Flipboard, all sorts of things. E-News and the E-News and ESPN News, sorry, and calculators, all good. ESPN News will send you alerts. Watch faces, just click and hold, rotate to the one you want. I prefer this one because it shows me the date, the time, etc. If I get in a bit closer, you might be able to see a bit more. There's a stopwatch feature as well, which is pretty accurate. I just prefer the look of this one. To me it looks more professional, but there are loads, and you can have anything from cartoon images. But bearing in mind this watch retails at over £300 English. You're probably not going to give it to a child to wear. It's IP68, which basically means I think you can swim for underwater, completely submerged at 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, which isn't bad. It could be worse. It connects via 4G, 3G, 2G. It's dust proof. It's got built-in GPS for navigation in case you don't want to use a GPS of your phone. If you've got a phone with GPS, that is. These are just apps. The weather, date. There's no events to date, but this connects with my Google Calendar. Obviously, being a Google phone connected to this watch, it's good. Samsung Pay, not available yet in the UK, but will be soon. It is in most of the US. You can use Samsung Pay, so you can just tap those near-field content receivers, like your contactless card stuff. Just tap it with your watch and it will pay. Just like everything else, it's got a Super AMOLED screen, which is beautiful. You can look at pictures, etc. on it. I don't know why you'd want to. As I said before, the S Health is very good. You can set yourself goals. My goal is set at 6,000 steps. So according to this, 6,000 steps, I'm not far away from reaching my goal. But realistically, adult male, my height, weight and age should probably be heading for about 11,000 steps a day. It's not that I'm lazy, I just can't bother to set the goal just yet. I haven't had the watch very long. Wireless charging comes with its own little dock, which is very good. You can just flick it on there before you go to bed, pick it up in the morning. The battery lasts, I'm finding it lasts on a full charge 2 to 2.5 days, which is very, very good. Some days I've even had 3 days out of it, but that depends how much you use it. It's got a dual core processor in there, which is good, I suppose. The screen size is 1.5 inches, 360 by 360 pixels. Size, I don't know what it is. I can't remember. I've got a bit of paper here somewhere. Hold on. It's 1.9 by 1.8 inches and ½ an inch thick. Weighs 2.19 ounces. I can't give you the stats, but it does. It does have a talk time of something like 15 hours, but I can't tell you exactly. I can't put my finger on it precisely because I haven't looked it up and printed it off. Syncs by Bluetooth. It does have Wi-Fi in it as well. I've connected it to my Wi-Fi. Uses 802.11, B, G, N, etc. Its UMTS band is 2. Band 4 is 1700 by 2100 for those technophobes that need to know. So let's just get to the nitty gritty. It looks stylish. Its battery life is perfect. It does a lot, but you won't use most of those things. I use it mainly for my steps and taking and answering calls. This is a cool thing, but can be embarrassing. But someone phones me now, I can talk into the watch and hear them back. But of course I'm hearing them at loudspeaker from the watch, so everyone else can hear as well. Normally I just say, look, I haven't got my phone with me, I'll call you back in 2 minutes, and I'll get my phone. I did have a phone call in the shower the other day, which was lucky because it was my wife telling me I needed to pick her up, and I'd forgotten, and I just lied and said I'm on my way. But I was actually in the shower. God, I hope she doesn't watch this. That is a cool feature. You can call people from the watch as well. I don't know if you've got... can't be bothered to get your phone out of your bag or your pocket or whatever, but it is a cool feature. And first thing people say is, oh my God, it's like James Bond. And to be honest, calling from your watch has been out in the Samsung Gear series for a long time. It's not new. It works better, but it's not new. Other features that I use, the calculator occasionally. I don't really look at that weather. I don't look at the calories. I do look at the steps. I do read the technology, so you can click on this stuff and it will pull from your phone the information, and it will even pull that picture in eventually, and you can scroll up and down through these news articles, find one you want to read, and read it. And this is handy. If I'm on a train, I will do this. It's not something it's not just a gimmick. And as I said earlier, you can see there's pictures there. The Super AMOLED screen's fantastic. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would as a watch, but you'll need a fair bit of pay to pay for it, because the cost it is in the UK, I think, is too much. However, I bought it, so it's not unaffordable. I can see already that I've got a little mark there. May have scuffed it in my pocket. Other features, the bands are interchangeable, just like any watch strap. You can stick any leather strap on here. This is a hard, durable rubber. Like I say, I haven't had the watch that long. Very good, especially obviously it's waterproof, being rubber. Whereas if you put a leather one on there, it's going to soak liquids in. I don't tend to take the watch off too often, just when I'm sleeping, if I'm honest. And I always make sure I wear it because I like to know my steps. I like to answer my phone through my watch just to show off. But you may be more mature than me, which is good, and I'm pleased for you. Any questions, put them in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe. If you want to see some photos, some better stills, there's loads online. If you want to ask me anything you're not sure about, because I've been flaky with my stats and review, let me know. Once again, this is Cuts Tech Reviews, signing out. Everybody have a good day.